Hey everyone, either welcome back or welcome to my channel. And in today's video, I want to talk about the side effects that I've experienced from being on the acetazolamide. So before I get too far into any details, time for the intro. Back in 2018, I was diagnosed with IIH. IIH is short for idiopathic intracranial hypertension. In short, in IIH, there's an increased intracranial pressure without a known cause. IIH is known by two older names, pseudotumor cerebri and benign intracranial hypertension. Living with IIH is very hard to explain to others, as it can be hard to tell when I'm not feeling well. My hope is that through these videos we can learn together and help make relationships better through a better understanding. I also hope to provide people living with IIH a community so they never feel like they are alone with this condition. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell down below so that you get updated about further videos. I upload new content every Monday and Thursday afternoon. I know that I've talked a little bit about the side effects when I talked about my experience with acetazolamide, but I really didn't feel like I was able to get into much about the side effects in that video. Acetazolamide is actually the generic name for Diamox. The biggest side effect I experienced was fatigue. Now, I honestly believe that I still experience fatigue from taking this medication. I feel like I've just gotten used to it. There was a period of about 4 months that I was dealing with really severe fatigue. Now, I'm not sure if this was from the medication, or if it was from the condition, or a little bit of both. It really could have been either. But I really honestly think at this point that it was due to the medication, because my fatigue got significantly worse after I started on the medication than it was before I was on the medication. I was pretty tired all the time before I was diagnosed officially with IIH, but that dramatically increased after I went on the medication. So I don't know, it could be either, but just with the timing of events, I feel like it's more likely due to the medication than not. I started the medication on the day after I was officially diagnosed with IIH. So I had to be officially diagnosed by my neurologist. So I seen my neurologist on September 7th, 2018 for my official diagnosis, where everything was officially put together. I knew I had IIH about a couple weeks before this though, because my lumbar puncture results gave me the diagnosis. I had known enough about IIH at that point in time because I had been looking at it a little bit since I had gotten my MRI results, because I was told I had signs of intracranial hypertension on the MRI. So I had been looking a little bit at it, but I was really hoping that they were wrong. The second thing that I really noticed with the medication was actually an increase in my headaches. So I don't know how much I've mentioned this before, and I might have mentioned this in earlier videos, but my headaches actually got worse when I was put on the acetazolamide than what I had before. Headaches were not actually a main symptom for me, and I can count the number of times on one hand that I had a really severe headache before I was diagnosed with IIH. Like, to me, the headaches felt like the headaches that I get from eye strain from a computer. So I might have been having headaches more often than what I remember, but I just put it down to the computer strain from being a student. I also had double vision at this time too, so I probably attributed some of the headaches I had while in university to that as well. Studying was actually extremely difficult because of the vision issues during this time. I used devices a lot during my biochemistry degree. Actually, it was really helpful because you can make really good notes off of iPad and all of that. So I really liked it. Even though I didn't have an iPad Pro, I did have the ability to make some pretty good notes because of having that. I did have to eventually switch back to paper and pens though, because I don't know, there's something about writing on paper that just seems to work better with me, even though it's physically writing on a tablet. And that's what I was doing using the app. it didn't seem to work as well as when I would actually write down on a piece of paper and into a book. So I don't know, I'm a little strange that way, but that's just what seems to work for me, even though it was writing in the same way, just writing on the technology, using the technology just didn't really seem to help all that much. Another thing that I often deal with that's a major side effect for me and that I get it quite a bit is the tingling in the hands and feet. I mentioned this before, and it kind of feels like after you've sat on your leg or you're leaned on your arm and it's gone to sleep, and that pins and needles feeling you get after it, the feeling starts to come back in your leg or your arm. Sometimes you'll notice if you're around me and I feel like I'm cold, that you might notice me doing this. And if you notice me doing this, it's generally because I have a little bit of tingling in my fingers, so I'm trying to get the feeling back. It's a very strange feeling, but yeah, it feels like, you're able to feel most of your fingertips, but not all of them. Those are kind of the three main side effects that I deal with from the medication. I've noticed too that I'm cold a lot, and I don't know again if some of these symptoms are from the condition or if they're from the medication. It's really difficult to tell because honestly, some of the side effects from the acetazolamide can match the same symptoms that you get with IIH. Let me know what kind of side effects you deal with, if you have any from the acetazolamide, or what you had before, whether you were switched off of it because of side effects. I know that some people do have to stop taking the acetazolamide and try other forms of therapy. I actually tried to get them to do this when I was dealing with the very severe fatigue because they wanted me to lose weight, but I was having such trouble with the fatigue. I was like, I can't be just lying down all the time or I'm never going to lose weight. I have to be able to have at least enough energy to do workout and, take care of myself a little bit. I'm very happy that my family doctor kept me on the acetazolamide because of how much I struggled with the topiramate. I can link that video above actually, just because it's a very interesting experience, and although it was very negative, I really hope in that video I was really able to make it so that it sound like that medication wasn't a complete devil medication. If you guys want to share your experiences, feel free to do so down below. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave any down below. And I believe that's everything for today. Bye, everyone.